Today's July 13th. The Pirates won their last game of the first half. Finally. MLB draft started tonight, and the Pirates picked Seth Hernandez. We're going to talk about it. You're listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast. Yins, guys. Thank you for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast, where we talk all about them Pittsburgh Pirates and that. My name is Josh, and today I'm joined by our friend Scott Moore from Bucco Bantr, filling in for Jake. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me on. This has been a long time coming. I'm excited to talk draft and everything first half Buccos.
I love it. I love it. So let's... I showed Scott this video. We're going to pull it up right out of the gate and get things kicked off. The MLB draft started tonight. They're still going. And Pirates have their first pick. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the games a little bit. There you go. Katie's in the chat. Oh, she put an E in Banner. Come on, Katie. Oh, look, she deleted it because it auto-corrected, I'm sure.
It's all right.
Yeah. We'll get it. Of course. All right, let's we got a video from Jake, who's down in Atlanta right now. Let's play that first.
Hey guys, sorry I can't be on the podcast, but dude, I'm excited about Seth Hernandez. Let's see what he can bring in. I love an elite changeup. Let's go. This place is on fire out here, man.
That's pretty cool, man.
So cool out here, guys.
Awesome.
So Jake's down there just having a good time at all the All-Star stuff. I believe, Katie says, come on, guys. I know. Autocorrect on the phone. That'll get you. No, I believe he's going to the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game.
That's awesome. This Home Run Derby is going to be special. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's got a really good, we're going to get into it, but it's got a good lineup and for a lot of good reasons. Where do you want to start? You want to get the games in the weekend series out of the way?
Let's just get that.
Let's get that out of the way. Yeah. The Pirates won a game, a 2-1 game.
Yeah,
it's
classic Pirate win.
Yeah,
2-1.
Mitch Keller was really good. Let me make sure I have the line up here. I do have the line. I have all these windows that I had open, and they all got refreshed on my way here. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 Ks, no walks. Here's what's weird. Talking about how Mitch Keller did in the first half when it's like 97 games?
Yeah.
Am I doing the math right? 97 games? Like, that's not a half anymore.
No. It's more than halfway through, right?
Yeah, like, we need to move that. When the start of the season moved, we needed to move the All-Star game with it.
Yeah. Maybe end of June.
I would even go first. I mean, I guess wherever it lands to be like that, between 85 and 90 games is what it always was before. Because I looked it up once. I was like, am I wrong about this? I looked back. I went clear back to 92, and then I just started throwing random years in there. And it was 88 games for the first half in 92. But that gives you we're going to look at first half and second half numbers, and it's going to be way off. You know, the numbers aren't going to be split in half, even close. 97's a big difference. Anyway.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But hey, at this point with the Pirates, it's doesn't matter if it's 80 or 100 games. It's been an eventful first half. You
know when it matters? For stat guys like me who like to look at all the splits, and then we see it's just going to these recent years are just kind of changing what you look at. First and second half splits don't really matter all that much. You just have to base it on how they did in each month. You know what I mean? So it's just weird. But yeah, the Pirates, Tommy Pham with another home run. Gosh, here, Tommy, I gave it to
Josh,
you. Okay,
we're big Tommy Pham fans at Bucco Bantr. I just want to say that. I love Tommy Pham.
Oh,
We've gotten to interact with him a little bit down on the field, and he's He's a special human being. Put it that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that. I just don't know that we have the same definition of special. That's one of those guys that like you kind of never want to meet for me because I'm like, man, I've just said things that, you know,
Sure.
I don't want to erase all that and then have like a, 6 months of regret and all that, anyway. No, I don't.
He's getting hot at the right time, Josh. Like if you're
He's
thinking about
definitely getting hot at the right time. His trade value
What we
going
want.
up. Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would just, he has to be gone by the end of this month. I can't see the guy get suspended again because he can't ignore the crowd.
He was playing rock, paper, scissors, shoe with someone in the outfield today. I was like, oh God, what is he doing?
Oh, yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. But Mitch Keller had a great first half. No, dude, they had opportunities, 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. And like, it just seemed like a couple times in this game today where I was like, here we go, base hit again, base hit. And then IKF gets up and squares to bunt with 2 guys on and 1 out. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you got to get a hit here. We literally can't score this guy if you get to 2 outs. It's not going to happen. Yeah. And it's this offense right now in 2025 is trying to string a bunch of singles together. They had 10 hits today and scored 2 runs because they're just getting walked essentially. Singles are walks. And I like hits and I like getting on base. That's fine. But like at some point, I sent out a tweet today that basically said, if this team might actually score more runs if it was 9 Joey Gallos, just striking out 15 to 20 times a game, but they might score 3 runs. If they get a couple walks, a 3-run homer, all of a sudden you win the game with 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I think every lineup needs like diversity. You need a guy like a Jacob Wilson at the front. I love Jacob Wilson.
Oh,
He's
I love
like
Jacob
my type of baseball player. And then you need a Joey Gallo type in the middle of the order that can like change the game in a matter of 1 swing.
Yeah.
They don't have that. That's the problem.
O'Neal Cruz is like the closest thing right now to that type of guy. He does walk. He is walking a lot this year. I'd say he does, but he is this year. He is walking a lot. His on base is, 100 points higher than his average plus. Like that's good. It's neither one of those are high enough, but that's not the point, right? He is walking a lot. He does have the power, and he's even got the bonus of if he gets walked, he can steal a base.
Yeah.
So like, but the strikeouts are high, and that's you just can't fill your whole lineup with that. But I don't think it's much different than filling your whole lineup with singles either. Like with the way pitching is today, it's just not sustainable to score any crooked numbers.
Yeah, we've talked about this a little bit. Like they don't have any slug in their lineup. Like Joey Bart was a positive last year when he came in, and even in spring training, he was one of the hottest hitters. Joey Bart hit a double today, and I was telling Adam, my co-host, I was like, "This is the first extra base hit I've seen of Joey Bart, and like it feels like forever."
Not today.
We need hit. Yeah. Oh, it was yesterday.
Yeah. Henry
started it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, but these days run together.
I know. I get it. Well, you threw me off. I was like, did he? Because I'm over here talking about no, Reynolds had the one early, and then Pham hit the solo homer.
Yeah, and like Joey Bart is someone who was drafted as a slugging catcher, and since being acquired from the Pirates, he's been one of our better hitters, but like doesn't slug, and that just fits the rest of the lineup. They don't slug at all. Jack Sawinski, I'm someone who's like way lower on Jack Sawinski than the consensus. I think more people are lower on Jack Sawinski now, but like if you ask them like before spring training this year, Jack Sawinski's still got a chance to be this team's right fielder. Jack just watches too many pitches. I think he's way too passive at the plate for the type of, like he has a very limited swing path, and like he's not going to make contact all throughout the zone. So like he can't afford to be that passive. And it just limits his slug. I think he could be a 30+ home run guy. He could be, but he has that type of power. It's just his approach, and it's just it seems to be a theme with this offense throughout the organization.
Yeah, I'd like to see Jack put it together, all of those things, because like the question is which Jack are you talking about? Because there's the one that hit 26 home runs in not even a full season. You know what I mean? He was sent down during that and still was, 100 or 26 home runs. But that guy was a lot of watch third strike and very passive, but still was able to do it. And then Andy Haynes got a hold of him and he came out swinging early in the count and he started getting some more singles, but it came along with 0 home runs. Like there was nothing there. He wasn't walking anymore. And it was like, you're swinging at their pitches now. And so like, there is a little bit of a, which one do you actually want? Because I'm not sure that the player, he's not going to be an MVP. Like he's not there. But I thought if we could just get the guy, like I'll take the strikeouts if I could just get the 26 home runs, like the 25 to 30 if he's a full season guy. And really, he gets a bad rap for his defense because of the physical movement. He's a little timid out there, a little shy, but like he's an above average defender. He actually has impressed me this year in the games that I saw him play for Indy. And even when he's been up, he's made a few plays that I've thought, I don't think Brian Reynolds, there was a play when he was called up for the doubleheader. I'm like, Brian Reynolds doesn't get to that ball. No. Like he doesn't make that play.
Like, would I rather have Jack Swinsky or Brian Reynolds in left field? It's Jack Swinsky.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Right. But you can't have them both because you need somebody else in the outfield, but that's a story for the offseason. They failed to do that last year. And you know what I mean? So I love Jack Swinsky. I love the potential of what he could be for a lineup. But even I, in this offseason, was saying you can't rely on that. He's not there yet. He has to do it in the minors for a while and prove that it's there. And I think he almost did. I think he's good enough for this team right now to be here. But like I was hoping to see even better than what we saw from him. But anyway, it just comes back to like, this is what we're talking about when because he's coming up because he's a guy that could add slug. That's the only, that's the only reason. Now, to go back to the IKF, he didn't bunt. He got a single and we didn't score. A single to center field and we're just holding the runner. Now, I don't know that Key scores on that play. I don't know that maybe we still want to send him. Like I'm not even going there. I'm just going, how many times we're a singles team with maybe not a ton of speed? So like, why are we not scoring? Doug,
because we know Mike Ribello is not afraid of sending people from third. So
yeah, and Doug Ford, I said something about it, and Doug Ford messaged me and said, "Has there ever been a team that's gotten this many hits with runners in scoring position and not scored a run?" So of course, this afternoon I went on a rampage. So going into today, so that single that IKF got today is not on this list, but you could say 36.
4 for 4 today.
Yes, he was. But the Pirates have 35 singles going into today's game, so that would be the 36th, where they had runners in scoring position and did not score a run. It is like, let me see. I should find it because it is. They're 6th. That's the 6th highest. So it's not like we're breaking any kind of record. Toronto has 46. Sure. Like they must be pretty slow, I would think, or they're just hitting the ball so hard that they can't score on it. IKF doesn't do that, so I just don't understand why we can't. Are we not getting, jumps? Was the base running? Are we just not sending people? I don't know. But it's like we're relying on these singles with runners and scoring. By the way, Ke'Bryan Hayes is in like the league. Like he's like top 5 in singles with runners in scoring position. Because that's when this guy hits. Unfortunately, the only time this guy hits. But,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, They end up getting the 1 run, and it happened on an error, essentially. Okay, so it doesn't go as an error because it should have been a double play.
Was a easy double play.
It was an easy double play. And because it actually was hit hard. I think it was like 106 off Horwitz's bat.
Yep.
Doesn't get through, and he's right. I mean, the runner runs right beside the fielder. Is it Arcia,
Brooks
right?
Lee.
He was
Brooks Lee.
Oh, Brooks Lee. Okay. He's like trying to get the ball out and couldn't.
We were talking about this on Bucco Bantr. We recorded earlier. We were like, did he get it caught in the webbing or something? Because he's known to be a pretty good infielder, too.
Yeah.
So it just looked like it was like he was having trouble with something there. I don't know.
Yeah. So it looked like when they showed the other angle, it looked like it might have got caught, but then his fingers got like under the ball. And then so he couldn't. And then he could see the runner who's right in front of him. So he just turned and got the out at first. And it essentially lost him the game. I don't think Horwitz has beaten that out.
No.
So the Pirates are up next, pick number 50. Washington's pick is in. So we'll keep an eye on that too while we go.
Yeah, I'm seeing a couple of college bats going here as we're recording, and Devin Taylor was one guy that I was like, if he falls to 50, you got to take that. But there's some intriguing bats available here. I'd hope they go bat, but best player available in a draft setting for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go to move into the draft. I think that's enough for the first half. Because you really talk about today's game, and you've talked about the whole first half of the season. Yeah. Really. All right, so Jake is in the chat now.
Oh, Jake's
Mark,
here.
make all routine plays. What are we talking about here? Oh, okay. I got you. We're talking about the double play. Yeah.
Sure.
I got you. Yeah. So going into this thing, who's on your board? For me, there were 2 guys, and I don't dig into this quite as much as you have, which is why this is convenient that you could be on today.
Yeah. No, I love I love the draft. It's one of my things, but I would say at 6, I'm not. This organization obviously is lacking upper level bats. Okay, but you don't draft based on need, especially in Major League Baseball. You take the best player available, so you let the board play out. And this draft is very similar to the Henry Davis draft, where there's not a consensus 1-1.
Right.
I thought it was going to be Cade Anderson from LSU, but it ended up being Eli Willits, who I think is the best prep player, and I'm not surprised by it. But I was looking at Ava Arquette from Oregon State. He's a 6'5" shortstop. I was looking at some of the college arms like Jamie Arnold. Our network, Just Baseball Media, put Jamie Arnold as one of our picks in their last mock draft. They had Ava Arquette today in their 4.0 mock draft. And I was being told that they were focusing on college guys. So I was looking at Jamie Arnold. I was looking at Ava Arquette. I was looking at some of the other guys. Kyson Witherspoon was a name I really liked. I know he wasn't mocked as high as 6, but he went 15.
Boston?
Yes, I thought he was a name that wasn't talked about enough in the top 10. Disgusting. Oklahoma righty. But we ended up with Seth Hernandez. And
there's our next pick.
Angel Cervantes. Another high school arm.
Angel Cervantes from Warren High School in California. Interesting. Okay, so Seth Hernandez, who's a high school arm, and
they took 2
high school arms.
Yeah.
And interesting, did you see the low 80s changeup was like the strength? So 2 changeup guys, maybe. So, okay, so
here, I will say this. In Justin Horwitz, we trust. I've been saying that on Bucco
That's fair,
Bantr.
yep.
Like, he's the one guy I trust in this organization right now. I was skeptical last year. Prep guys that all seem like projects. Connor Griffin.
Yeah.
Levi Sterling.
Wyatt.
Sanford.
Yeah.
Wyatt. Yeah. Sanford. And they all turned out to be pretty good picks. Small sample size. But they seem to have some promise here. So I'm going to trust the picks here. I would love to have seen a college bat. But this draft is very, very low in college bats. Like
that's what I kept hearing was that just like basically there's a couple and they're not even like Henry Davis level.
Mm-hmm. No. Like Arquette would have in last year's draft would have been probably in the 10 to 20 range.
Okay.
And this is a guy we were like asking to be picked at 6.
Right. Okay, so what happens is, so Willits is fine. Like it was that not expected. But then the Angels went to like, what was he, like the number 13, number 18 guy
out of UCSB? Like he was, if you looked at the draft board like in December of last year, he was going to be a top 5 pick.
Okay.
But had a rough year, kind of like Jamie Arnold of Florida State. Like, underwhelming year. I don't want to say rough year, underwhelming year, which let his draft stock slide a little bit. Tyler Bremner is going to be probably a solid big leaguer, but number 2 overall.
Right.
In this draft, it seemed like kind of a stretch, and that changed the board completely.
It changed everything. You thought Ethan Holiday was guaranteed to be 1 or 2. Cade Anderson, I guess if you want to throw Willits in there, 1, 2, or 3, but Ethan Holiday ends up going to the Rockies, and the way that everything kind of fell. Well, who went? Well, the Rockies were 3, right?
Yes, Rockies were 4.
Rockies were, who was 3?
3 were Mariners. They
Mariners,
took
that's right.
Cade Anderson.
They took Cade Anderson.
If there's anyone better than the Pirates at developing pitchers, it might be Seattle.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Ethan Holiday goes 4, which was crazy and really cool because of Matt Holiday having so much success in Colorado and whatever. So like that's really good. But then it just kind of fell down. And Arquette went, no, we had Arquette available. Who went to
Arquette went 7 to the Marlins.
Yeah, who went?
Holiday went 4 to the Rockies, and 5th was Liam Doyle from Tennessee.
Oh, that's right, Liam Doyle.
I think it was between Doyle and Hernandez for the Pirates, whoever fell to them at 6 out of those 2.
Okay. I did not think either one of them was going to fall to them. I thought that it was going to be, all of those guys were going to be off. And there's just that one guy. So like I was in what I was looking up and the weekend research that I did, it was like you said, Arnold or Arquette. And then I was like, well, whoever falls then is probably going to be who they pick. And that's exactly what happened. And it ended up being a high school arm, Seth Hernandez. So Martin puts in here, how does Seth Hernandez fit into the top 10 prospect list? I'm going to let you do the talking because what I know is as good as most of the college pitchers that are going to go, as advanced as them, and he has an elite changeup. But I'm going to let you kind of talk about Seth Hernandez a little bit and then maybe comment on the top 10.
Yeah. I think Seth Hernandez would, real quick, ranking-wise, he's going to fit in right behind Connor Griffin. He's probably going to be number 3. If you're looking at MLB Pipeline, that's what I'm looking at right now. It goes Bubba, Connor, and then it'll go Seth, and then Hunter Barco. I think Seth Hernandez, from what I've been seeing, and I've watched some video, one of the top prep arms that have been drafted in quite some time. Like they're saying, like one of the best high school arms since like Josh Beckett.
Wow,
which is high praise. Okay, he's got the prototypical frame, 6'4", 195. Easy, smooth delivery. He'll hit 97, 98. He's got the best changeup in the entire class, not just the prep class, but the entire class of arms. So, for me, a changeup, as a former pitcher myself, a changeup is a fill pitch. You either have it or you don't. So to have a top changeup, and I think that's valued more and more in today's game, is huge, and he can spin the ball. I think it's a good pick. I think it's great value at 6. I also think that this organization obviously can develop arms. So draft more of what you know you can develop, and you add more to that depth, and you can use that depth as trade bait.
Yeah.
I think they've got arms that people don't know about at every level that are going to be big leaguers. So I'm warming up on this pick at 6. Like it's hard to argue with the value. I really wanted a college bat, but it's really hard to argue with Seth Hernandez here. It's a great pick, in my opinion.
Jonathan Mayo had done an article on Seth Hernandez talking about the best prep right-handed pitcher draft prospects ever. And like the guys on the list of who were picked second overall with Josh Beckett, like you said, but since then it's Tyone, Tyler Kolek, who didn't even make it, and then Hunter Green. And it kind of compares some of the other guys. Kerry Wood, who went number 4, Lucas Giolito, Dylan Bundy went number 4, all that stuff. And this basically, like, this is where he's at. If you were to compare to those guys, like, let's go recency bias and let's go Hunter Green. Like, where's this guy stacking up here with Hunter Green?
Oh man, I don't think the fastball stacks up to Hunter Green. Like Hunter Green had like an 80 fastball out of high school, right? Potentially a two-way guy, right? But I think the secondary pitches are where he is above Hunter Green. Hunter Green, they didn't know if he had a secondary pitch or if he could, have enough of a repertoire to be a starting pitcher at this point in high school. So I think that's where he's more of a pitcher than Hunter Green was at this point overall.
So then I'll go to the next one. Pirates fans know well, Jameson Taillon.
Yeah. Jameson Taillon doesn't have the swing and miss stuff that this guy has. Jameson Taillon was a big prospect out of the Woodlands in Texas. Ended up having a lot of arm problems, and that's the risk you take with drafting a pitcher,
sure.
Right? But now what he's known as more of a command guy. He's more of a pitch to contact type of pitcher. Unless he's facing the Pirates, and he'll get 7 to 9 Ks. But I think it's funny that you bring up Jameson Taillon because I was comparing him to Mitch Keller earlier when we were recording. Because Mitch Keller is more than likely gone at this deadline, and I was looking at that return as a comparison because I feel like they're similar pitchers, but I like Keller a little bit more. His ability, his durability, he gives you a quality start almost every time.
Well, and Taillon was actually injured at the time of the trade.
Absolutely. And we got 4 pieces back that ended up being nada. Right? I think, is Escoto the only one we have left?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he's
now you could say we also have Spencer Horwitz. You could go, way down the tree on that one, but
yeah. Not to change the subject, but you brought up Taillon, and I'm like, that's interesting because he reminds me of, I was thinking about Mitch Keller earlier, and we're getting into the trade deadline, but Hernandez is, I think he's a special arm. I think he's a special pick, and getting him at 6 was huge. Yeah,
it was like one of those things where you start to kind of like what you're looking up, and when you have an idea of who they're going to pick when you're getting close to it, and you kind of pick one, like, is it Arnold or Arquette, and you kind of like one over the other. And I started to look at Arquette saying, like, dude, I think I like this kid. I think you start to get excited a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's somebody else. And I know that the gut reaction was, listen, the Pirates, no matter what they did, Pirates fans are going to be like, that's a crap draft. They're just going to be negative about it no matter what. But I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know. He was supposed to go before this, so apparently this is good. And then, you start looking into it, and like, this is somebody that it's pretty easy to, you don't want to get excited, right? He's 18, but this is a good pick. And this team is doing a good job right now in developing pitchers. And so maybe you actually have a better shot than otherwise.
He's actually 19. He's older for the prep
players. Okay.
And the prep players.
Well, that's why he's more. I'm just kidding.
No. And if he's committed to Vanderbilt, so technically if he were to go to Vanderbilt and honor that commitment, he would be draft eligible as a sophomore.
Gotcha. Yep, I see that now, 19. Because he's June 28th.
Usually these Vanderbilt commits are harder to sign. I think he's going to sign. And I think we're going to see him, I don't want to say moved aggressively, but he's 19, he's older. So I think we'll see him get a couple innings here and there in Bradenton before the end of the season.
Yeah. So the next thing to watch for, right, is just does he sign? And
I don't know what the signing deadline is off the top of my head, but I would bet on him signing. I don't see there being signability issues there.
Miles says Cade Anderson already signed.
Oh, yes, he did. I did see that. Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. great get for the Mariners. That's probably the best pick of the first round, to be honest with you, getting him at 3.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be 1-1. So.
Yeah, and I mean, really, all of that. And the Rockies getting Ethan Holiday and, kind of falling in after that. You just kind of got a couple... I guess some people probably thought the same thing after the Pirates selected Henry Davis first overall. There were some teams like, oh, now I've got, certainly one of those teams were like, all right, I get to pick now from guys I didn't think would be available. But
yeah, absolutely. But then they got Bubba Chandler out of that. And
right.
Solometto.
I will not. I love what they did there, mostly just because it wasn't, like you said, it was a lot like this draft. And so when they had the picks available, like this year, it would have been stupid to do something like that because they didn't pick again till 50.
Yeah.
So I felt like, I thought they did a good job. And, I know a lot of people don't believe it, but the verdict's still out on Henry Davis, and he's already a better defensive catcher than I thought he'd ever be.
I completely agree with that.
It's just a total flip-flop. I thought he would hit and not catch. I thought he'll come up and he'll not catch. He'll play first.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It's he was drafted as a bat first catcher and he became a glove first catcher.
Yeah.
Which is a testament to the organization. Jordan Comedina, all the coaches. Like they've done a great job with him. But it's also this class, you look at this and they just took another prep arm in their second round. And it's easy to be like, what the hell are they doing? Why are they not taking a college bat? They're drafting what they know they can develop.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say here. Like last year's class, Justin Horowitz took 3 of his picks were traded before the start of the season. I mean, you traded a draft pick for Emmanuel Valdez. You got one for Chase Shugart. I forget who the third one was drafted for, but I know he had 3 draft picks traded. So he obviously took some coveted
Horowitz
prospect,
right?
Yeah.
Was it Josh Hartley? Hartle, yeah.
Yeah, from Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the third one. So, and I know there's some late round guys picked for the guys I just mentioned, traded for the guys I just mentioned. But, he's obviously like taking guys that are coveted and doing a good job from rounds 1 to 20. And I'm going to trust him until he gives me a reason not to. So,
sure. Yeah, pretty exciting. I was not as excited about Connor Griffin last year.
Me neither.
Totally slept on him. And dude, I mean, you look back at some of the draft picks that we've had. I mean, Henry Davis included. Like I said, verdict's still out. But like he's done things that I just didn't expect. And I thought that he bat wise, there's all the you have the idea and the thought process saying like he has nothing left to prove in AAA. We didn't know that, you know what I mean? Yeah. And yeah, he hits AAA well, but when he came up, he got exposed big time. And I don't know that he's ever really bounced back from that. And I think offensively, he was rushed. And defensively, he just wasn't there. They never even caught him. So it just felt like had they just waited till both of those things came along, the one thing I think that you never look at, and maybe deeper in scouting you can, but like for catchers, I don't know how you can tell. I think his biggest strength is preparation and the way that he knows and the way that he like, you hear all these guys saying like, I just trust, like Paul Skeens, I just trust him. Whatever he wants me to throw, I'm going to throw, and it works. And like, dude, you can see a clear difference between pitching to Henry Davis and pitching to Joey Bart. Like it is a big difference. And I think that kind of stuff is hard to see at the college level because if your pitchers just aren't good, you know what I mean? How would you know what I'm saying? It would just be totally different. Most
college teams don't have like two like catchers that, like usually one guy is catching most games throughout the week.
Right.
So like it's definitely a different scenario, like you said. But
yeah. But I mean, just mean like the preparation and stuff. Like I don't know how you would pick up on that until they get to this point. So if that was like the strength, then maybe they knew something about it, saying like, well, this dude can be a good defensive catcher because of these things. You know what I mean? I mean, pitch framing has to be something that you're like, I care a little bit about it, but We know ABS is coming. I'm less concerned with pitch framing, and I'm more concerned with that preparation, the way you work with pitchers and the way you block and throw guys out. And obviously, dude, that play he made on that ground ball today to throw the guy out at third was incredible.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. And I think that's, it's funny. We heard rumors that Bart was being shopped around in spring training. And we were like, are you serious? Like, this is the one guy that can hit on the team.
Yeah.
And now you look at it and you're like, wouldn't have been so bad to try to deal from that depth. But it's a weird like position in this organization because you think they have a lot of depth. They got Henry Davis, Joey Bart. You have Andy Rodriguez, who's hurt, can't stay healthy. And you had Jason DeLay. You had to deal him away. So it's like you have depth, but you don't. Like, there's a lot of unknowns at your position.
Yeah, for sure. But Connor Griffin might be a real deal.
I think he is. I think
he might be here next year.
I would bet on him being here second half of next year.
Yeah. That's wild.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
We're going to be talking like more, I'm sure you guys will be too, as the trade deadline gets closer and closer, and you're going to be continuing to talk about that. And like, I think there's a legitimate question on whether or not you actually trade IKF.
Oh, I think they'll trade IKF.
What if you could just what if you could say like, let's go into next year with IKF and just have a little bit there, because you're not going to go out and sign a shortstop right now. Certainly not a multi-year shortstop. But if you could get IKF for 1, maybe even 2 years, because we know that his strength would be coming off the bench anyway. I could see that being like or really even once Connor Griffin moves him, he might move him to third if there's an issue with maybe Nick York and Nick Gonzalez and whoever else, Jared Triolo, because who knows if
second baseman in the system.
Who knows if Ke'Bryan Hayes is going to be at third base.
I would bet on him not being there.
Yeah.
IKF, it's interesting because I know that his best value is as a utility guy. And I know that he doesn't want to be an everyday shortstop. But it's his best role is playing, giving guys days off and playing where there's an opening. Okay, because he can give you a good day at third base. He can give you a good day at second. He can give you a day at short or left field or wherever. But being your everyday shortstop, there's already a playbook out on IKF. He played shortstop for a whole season with the Yankees. And he was slightly below average, but nothing special. And he's a perfect 9-hole hitter because he's like your second leadoff. Like he can turn the lineup around, get on base. I mean, he was drafted as a catcher.
Yeah.
This guy was a catcher.
Yeah. He's caught big league games.
Yes, for the Rangers. So I don't know. The problem was if you deal him, like I would bet on him being dealt by the trade deadline. But the problem with dealing him is who plays shortstop.
They're going to have to bring Triolo back up and play shortstop.
Triolo is a better shortstop than IKF.
Yeah, I think so.
But you got Triolo and Gonzalez. Like, do you want them playing shortstop every single day? I mean, you're going to have to.
Yeah, I mean, you're just not. Yeah,
at the juncture.
You're not going to have a whole lot of options in that way, which is why I'm saying like maybe he's actually more valuable to this team. What are you going to get for him? So maybe he's more valuable to this team, saying like, let's just ride it out this year, so we don't have to worry about that. And then if he goes to free agency, he goes to free agency. But I could even see a possibility of saying like, let's bring him back with the idea that like, if Connor Griffin's a dude and he shows up in July or August, then it's not like we made a multi-year commitment to somebody else. And so there's some of that there. As Miles says, he brought this up in early June. I'm not sure about 2 or 3 years, because I think you could get a guy like, I don't want to say Triolo right now, but even if it's like Nick York or somebody like that, like I think you could get some, forgive me for saying it, it's a Pirates thing, but like you can get some more affordable utility players to come off the bench. You have a bunch of these guys. And as Martin says, somewhat of the same thing.
Dang it, Bobby.
But like it's the idea that like you could though. That is smart no matter who you are. It is smart to say like let's get some of these guys up to play that bench role who maybe aren't guaranteed, like they're not like a younger guy like that I think was going to be a major league starter. I'd rather him have more at bats in AAA than bring him up and play and then, you know, come off the bench. But like a guy like Nick York, like I'm not sure if he's that guy. And if he is, then I think it's a route that you're going to see from like a Josh Harrison or Adam Frazier where like they start their career kind of slowly at the major league level. And then if they earn it, they can fall into a spot, whatever that looks like. But Martin says June next year for Griffin. Dude, that'd be awesome. But I'm just saying,
that
like,
would be awesome. If he gets Altoona before the end of this season, then...
yeah, and I think he will. I think they could have moved him to Altoona instead of Greensboro.
He's that advanced.
Yeah, he could have skipped it altogether. But yeah, I think that instead of trying to say like, let's get Nick Gonzalez over at shortstop, and then you're kind of messing with Nick Gonzalez at this point. Like if you think Connor Griffin's going to be here in June or even August of next year, keep Gonzalez right where he's at. Because I've been saying that too. Well, we'll just play Gonzalez there and see if he's an option. At this point, you're kind of like, I don't know if I care. You know what I mean? Like, I think that Griffin could be that good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Griffin's a generational prospect. And I think he's going to move quickly, and I think he's going to adapt quickly. It's just you got to be careful with those type of prospects. Like we've seen this before, over and over again. One name that comes to mind is Joe Adell for the Angels.
Yeah,
he was going to be a guy right away, and he moved pretty quickly out of high school. Came out of high school in Kentucky, and he's kind of figuring it out already this year. But this is like 3 years in. So the power speed is real. Speed, especially at 6'4", 215 or whatever he is. It's sick.
He'll slow down by his late 20s.
Yeah, as we all do, right?
Well, I mean, he'll be a couple years earlier than most. Just the size, like it's just going to happen.
I think he's a center fielder too. Like I don't think he's going to play shortstop.
Really?
I think he could hold down shortstop, but I think Connor Griffin's going to be a center fielder.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, then they should have got Arquette. I'm just kidding.
Ave Arquette, what the heck?
They screwed it up.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing with like a lot of pitching prospects that we know that are probably going to be destined to be relievers.
Yeah,
you stretch them out as starters as far as you can in minor league baseball, and with him they're going to be like, let's play him at a premium position. Shortstop and center fielder are premium positions. You're up the middle, but let's play him at shortstop as long as we possibly can, and he's fine there. Like he's not bad. I just think there's a level of comfortability at center field, and I think he could be a Gold Glover. I think he could be a perennial all-star in center field.
Sure. I like the potential of having that at shortstop. I feel like we haven't had that at shortstop ever. Honus Wagner.
That's Clint Barmas erasure.
Yeah. And I feel like Jared Triolo going there is like putting Jordy Mercer there. It's like the same guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of potential. You see a 6'3", 6'4". Jared Triolo's not 6'3". He's like 6'5". Like he's a big dude. But like you see the potential there. It's like, oh, that guy could definitely be something, a big shortstop. But just the swing plane is not conducive to any type of power or slug.
No. It's the second worst swing on the team.
Yeah, it is, and he's got a torpedo bat. So
it's I can't. Well, I guess not, since he's not on the team right now. But my guess is he'll be right back there on Friday.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like. By the way, I like Johan Ramirez. Like he's got some playoff experience. His stuff moves like crazy. We've seen him before, but and I really hope they don't move Isaac Madsen because he's been my favorite player so far. Like he's a dog. Yeah,
he's been good. I don't think that's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that that's a thing. I guess how does that shape up? Certainly only going to be for a couple of weeks. There's several guys in that bullpen that are going to get moved.
Caleb Ferguson, you have to capitalize on.
Ferguson's gone, and at least one, maybe both of Santana and Bednar.
I was just talking about this earlier with Adam. I don't think Bednar's value is ever going to be higher. And I think they already missed out on a opportunity to move him a couple of years ago when he was an all-star. When you're 39 and 58, whatever they are, you don't need a closer.
Right.
Okay. And I don't want to say like developing a closer is easy, but like a reliever is a failed starter, a guy who throws hard and come in and can get through 3 batters.
Yeah. No, 100% agree.
And I know for a fact that a trade was nixed for Bednar a couple of years ago because of his hometown, roots and
dang it,
all
Bobby.
That. Yeah. Thank you. Dang it, Bobby is right. Like, you gotta the Reds have been able to flip a lot of guys for high-end prospect talent. And we have not been able to flip assets. And that's why we are in the position that we're in. We haven't had the assets, but the assets that we've had, we haven't flipped them.
Yeah.
And you've got to take advantage of it. You got guys that have closer potential in the system. I think the system is absurdly deep in relievers. We do a prospect episode every week. There's guys, Eddie Yeen, Wilkin Ramos and Altoona, Ryan Harbin, Brandon Bedois. Like, there's a lot of relievers that are disgusting in the system. But you can acquire a reliever for cheap.
Right.
Like, you don't need Dennis Santana. You claimed him off waivers. He's got a 1.56 ERA. Like, you could get legitimate prospects for him at the deadline. It's a no-brainer. If Ben fails to trade one of those guys, colossal failure of a trade deadline. Sorry.
For the audio Katie. Listeners.
Listen,
Katie says,
I like Bednar too. We're the same age. We played high school baseball in Western PA. Like, I want him here too, but it just makes too much sense. There's a lot of teams that need relievers. Look at the Phillies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look
big
at the
time.
Dodgers. Let me ask you this, Josh. What do you think about trading with the Dodgers or the Cubs in division?
I hate it. Well, okay, so I specifically hate it with Mitch Keller, Ke'Bryan Hayes, the guys that are long-term. Specifically hate it with those guys. If it's Dennis Santana or Caleb Ferguson, and Santana and Bednar, same place, right? You still get next year. Santana, we haven't had him that long. It's fine. Caleb Ferguson, he's done after this year. It's totally fine. I have no problem with that. I'm not giving them a guy who's going to beat me for the next 5 years. You know what I mean? And so that's where I'm at. 100%. I just don't. I can't send them Mitch Keller and that's even saying like Ke'Bryan Hayes in Chicago is probably not even. That's not even really a great fit. I don't think.
No, I don't think Ke'Bryan Hayes is a good fit anywhere. To be honest with you,
I think he is in New York. I think he is. I think the Yankees. Yes, I think he's a fit there, and I think there's still more in the tank for Key. He just needs to be healthy, but I think that he can still. I mean, the defense alone is going to make him a productive player, but if you get him in a lineup that's a lot better and let him sit right behind all your guys with extra base hits, I mean, the dude has a knack for getting a hit with runners in scoring position. If that's all you get from him and the best defense of any position player in baseball, I think the Yankees would take that, and it opens up so much for them. Because Jazz can be at second base. I mean, they've already canned DJ LeMahieu to kind of make room for this whole thing to happen in the first place. So
they haven't had a legitimate third baseman
since Charlie Hayes. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it. No, obviously, it's been other than that. But yeah, I mean, I just think that he would be a good fit there. Plus, I mean, he hit 3 balls this week that would have been home runs there. You know what I mean? Like, there's 3 balls that would have been home runs at Yankee Stadium this week. I think one of them would have only been a home run at Yankee Stadium. So, like, I just think that the way that he can go the other way, I think it's better.
I mean, you remember DJ LeMahieu's first season in Yankee Stadium? He was just poking balls. He's not known as a power bat either.
It's nuts.
Just poking balls out to the opposite field.
He was a singles hitter who went there and hit a bunch of homers.
Yep. Absolutely.
Let's make a deal.
Yeah. Exactly.
Katie says no Cubs trades too.
So I'm kind of
Let's go back to that.
The Cubs have a system that is very deep, and they have guys that are blocked. That if I could get my hands on, and I don't trust Ben Cherington to do this,
Sure,
but if I could get my hands on an Owen Casey somehow, if I could get my hands on a Matt Shaw or a James Triantos, I'm thinking. I'm not rejecting it right away.
and you can't get any of those guys with Santana or Bednar.
Probably not. No.
What about Santana and Ferguson? Do you even do something like that? Like, do you package these guys in if you think you can get more back rather than getting two players?
I think you could do like a Bednar Key. Like, I think you could do.
No, we already said we're not doing long-term guys.
That's what gets it to you. I mean, no, I don't think you could do like a Ferguson like Santana. I think Ferguson's going to be highly coveted. He's been one of the most productive left-handed arms in the league, and I think any team is going to want a middle reliever. I was just comparing him to, looking at it from the Mets' perspective, Colin Holderman when we acquired him. Okay, he was like a middle reliever, quad A type of guy, but had a lot of potential. They got a major league bat out of him in Daniel Vogelbach. Okay, like he was their DH. Like he was on their big league roster. Like if we could get a big league bat out of Caleb Ferguson, I think Caleb Ferguson's way more highly coveted than Colin Holderman was at that point, obviously. Right. So I think there's going to be a lot of teams calling about him. I think there's going to be a lot of teams calling about Santana, Bednar. I think there are going to be teams calling about Cabrian. Maybe not as much, but I think it's going to be a very active deadline. And I'm hesitant to say that because this offseason, I was like, this is the most important offseason of the Pirates.
Totally.
In quite some time. And it was so underwhelming.
Yeah.
But I think the heat's being felt right now. And I think they're going to be aggressive because it's not just the state of the Pirates. It's the state of Ben Cherington's career. Like, I don't think Ben Cherington's going to be a Pirates GM forever. Oh, the Pirates just took third baseman Murph Gray from Fresno State.
What a name. Murph Gray.
Don't know much about Murph Gray. I'll have to look him up. But they got a college bat.
College bat, Fresno State.
So
the guys on the panel look bored, so I'm not real excited.
Are you watching MLB Network? Or
yeah, MLB Network.
Yeah, same here.
They didn't look super excited. They were like, let's go to commercial.
Yeah, there's like no one.
We got to look this guy up. I don't even know. He's not even on my board. I'm kidding.
Is this the COVID draft? Because there's like no one in attendance. Like
there was a ton of people there. They're all outside now.
Yeah.
There's Jake back in the chat. Cubs suck.
Fair enough.
That's it.
They do suck.
That's it. So we got to make sure that they suck by taking
Bucco
all their
Mike
minor
in
leagues.
This chat too.
We do, yeah. There he is.
Cue the
music.
There we go.
Love it. Yeah. So Rosica says GM Ben Cherington has been a colossal failure at the deadline for 5 years.
I agree.
I would say that, like, yeah, but this year might be different because of like his job's on the line. But I don't know that it will be. Like, I don't know that there's certainly no panic. And I just don't. I don't think that there's a whole lot that he's. I don't think there's a whole lot that he's even thinking. There's nothing you could do for this year, first off. And I just think it's going to be like a draft. It's going to be the best people I can get for Caleb Ferguson is who I'm going to get, no matter how far away or how close they are. And if you go the Neil Huntington route and you just look for guys who are close, then you're going to end up with Michael Feliz. And, you know what I mean? I mean, Joe Musgrove was your guy in that trade, but like, that's it, right? Colin Holderman, it was like, yeah, he's close, but he's not good.
Colin Moran,
I mean, yeah. What'd I say, Holderman?
Yeah.
Holderman
was a Vogelbach
we were just
trade,
talking about Holderman, yeah. No, I'm looking at the Redbeard, you know what I'm saying? Like Colin Moran, you know. But yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know how I keep hearing and seeing things about the Bednar trade.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm just sitting there like, there's still a part of me that says, like, if you're going to get garbage for him, like, we're not trading him just to trade him. If you're not getting
100%.
anybody back for relievers, just let them ride. Well, I would say specifically Santana, Bednar, because like you can deal them in the off season.
Yeah, I'm scared that I've heard Charrington is very hard to deal with in trades, and I just think you get more at the deadline because there's more of an urgency, right?
So if you save him for the off season, it might not be Charrington making the trade.
Yeah, 100%. But also, I don't have confidence in that. Like, if I was a betting man, I would say Charrington is here next year.
Yeah, you think he's here?
I don't think he should be, but like that's what I would bet on. So I think you try to get as much as you can at the deadline here, and they clearly failed to do so in the offseason. I'm sure 100%. They had trades lined up. I'm sure they had offers lined up with free agents that they were just like they got hesitant on, and you can't afford to do that anymore.
Not just that. How about extensions that didn't get done?
Yep.
I mean, I don't think that you're ever going to get to a Paul Skeens extension. Mm-hmm. If you were, it was probably last offseason. That's probably the only time you could have gotten anything done. And it would have had to been unreal that we spent that money. Mm-hmm. But you could have. O'Neal Cruz should have been done. And I know that like now I'm like 1 week I'm like we should have done it. And the next week I'm like I don't know if we still should. But it could have been done. And it just feels like he can never get across the finish line in anything. And that's the whole thing. That's all we talked about last year. Oh, cool. You were in on Shota Imanaga. You didn't get it done. You were in on Sean Manaea. You didn't get it done. You were in on, whoever else was on the list. Those are just the two lefties that I remember.
Josh, they were going to offer Alex Verdugo $8 million. Yeah. This guy was DFA'd.
Oh, and I even wrote a blog about how it was a good idea.
Tough subject.
I mean, it was like
topic.
It was after a bunch of guys were already gone. But listen, you couldn't have gotten left field right. In hindsight, you couldn't have gotten it right. Everybody that was available has had a terrible season.
It wasn't a strong free agent class at all.
Even Anthony Santander, who we thought we can't afford him, he stinks now. I mean,
Tyler O'Neill was the one I was the highest on. And
yep.
He hasn't.
Tyler O'Neill was the one I was first in on. So once all those guys kind of went away, then it was kind of like, hey, Alex Verdugo's still out there, and he's a bat-to-ball guy. And I also believe that if Verdugo was signed at the beginning of spring training and had a regular spring training with a club, and it wasn't a club like Atlanta who was falling apart by the time he got there, then it could have been a different story for him. Sure. There was a lot of things that he does that this team needed, like runners in scoring position. He didn't strike out last year with runners in scoring position. Like he didn't strike out one time.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy if my memory serves me right. So like those kind of things that we do all the time, like there was a path where he could have been at least a better fit than Tommy Pham. And here we are having our Rowdy Tellez moment of the season with Tommy Pham. Keep him too long and that will fall off just like it did for Rowdy Tellez. You're only going to get a small window of good from these bad players. So it's not going to stay. You need to get Tommy Pham out of there during the All-Star break. He needs to get traded.
Yeah, for sure. He's getting hot at the right time. And give him the only thing I ask of the organization is to give him one inning at shortstop. He's been taking ground balls at shortstop
my gosh.
almost before every pregame. And it's unbelievable to watch. So I just want to see that before he goes. But yeah, they should take advantage of that.
Yeah, Austin Hayes, by the way, Martin, you're right. Austin Hayes has been decent. You're right.
Million
he has been decent.
Yes.
And that was a guy that wasn't quite on the radar because when he went to Philly, he was bad. And so
plus 800 OPS, right? Like he's doing really well with the Reds.
Yeah,
and the Reds.
And he's been injured a couple times, but when he's been on the field, he's been really good. And they can't wait to get him back. Like that's the thing that kills me. It's like, dang, that kind of tells you the state of their outfield too, but it just seems like they have a ton of guys in the infield, but they needed outfielders. They should have moved Ellie to center field last year. We lost patience with O'Neill. He had less errors than Ellie, and now Ellie's still a household name. Like sometimes you just ride it out, and he's doing a lot better this year too, with the strikeouts and the errors. They're still there, but it's better than last year.
I just think I get really annoyed by the fact that the Reds kind of run circles around us in terms of like transactions and
It's ridiculous.
drafting and developing. It's just like there's no reason the Pirates shouldn't be able to outdevelop the Reds. So
yeah, I think as far as free agency goes, they've got a little more leeway. Obviously, bringing in guys like Castellanos and Moustakas when they did, and yes, and Candelario, that was another guy that we were close on. You know what I mean? But then even being able to get a guy like Joey Votto and give him $200 million, like that's ridiculous. We couldn't even imagine that. But
hey, we had Ivan Nova, so
yeah. Well,
I'm bummed out.
Bummed out.
Yeah.
I love that.
all right, let's talk about the home run derby before we get out of here, because O'Neal Cruz hopefully is going to be competing in the home run derby if his hip flexor's okay. He certainly did not. It was about a 75% run to first base today when he hit that ground ball, and I don't know, but he did stay out there to run, so they obviously didn't just yank him in the first, when they could. But either way, I think he'll be okay and hit in it. So I'm gonna just go through the list here: Byron Buxton, Junior Caminero, Jazz Chisholm, O'Neal Cruz, Matt Olson, Cal Raleigh, Brent Rooker, James Wood. I'm just like, Matt Olson is the biggest like name that people are like, who's had a lengthy major league career here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been Acuna dropped out because of lower back stuff. You don't have like Pete Alonso. You don't have Juan Soto. You don't have Aaron Judge. You don't have Shohei Ohtani. You don't have all these like big names, right? I think this is awesome for the home run derby.
Me too.
Yes.
I think Acuna was going to be my favorite. I think it's going to be a tough environment. You're in Atlanta. It's going to be hot, and guys are going to get tired. I don't think people realize how like tiring the home run derby is. So I was going to be like hammer Ronald Acuna, but I think it's anyone's game, and I think that's an exciting part of this derby. I think it's going to be a big, very highly watched derby. Like, if I was a betting man, I don't know who I'd take right now. Do you have a favorite?
Well, I have a favorite, but it's bias, right? So I like 100% will be going for Cruz.
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh's ridiculous.
I think Cruz is going to do really well in this. I think Cruz is going to do well in a derby environment. I like Raleigh. I don't know why I'm like leaning towards James Wood right now.
Yeah. So Gary, I think when he did Gary Morgan on Locked On Pirates, if you guys don't listen to Locked On, go listen. He actually went into talking about launch angle for these guys, and like Cal Raleigh's launch angle, like everything's a fly ball all the time, where O'Neal Cruz is not, right? He's more of a line drive guy. Now he hits the ball hard enough that it doesn't matter, but he may have to alter a little bit to hit home runs, you would think, right? And the same with James Wood, even a lower launch angle by average than O'Neal Cruz. And so like there's some of that thought, but like I always think I think that's important, right? Because I think if they do get tired, they're going to go back to that. But I like I like Cal Raleigh for that reason. I don't know if like I talked to Jake, he said that this field, his wife's a Braves fan, so like he gets to see a lot of Braves. The stadium doesn't really favor one way or another, so you can't really say like, oh, I like lefties today. You know what I mean? Like when they were in Cleveland, it was like, yeah, I like lefties. But
I don't think that. Yeah, this field isn't like a hitter-friendly park, right? Like
I think it's pretty neutral. Pretty neutral. Which for O'Neal Cruz, every field's a hitter-friendly park. But if it was like Boston, clearly is not as hitter-friendly as PNC Park when you're talking about a left-handed hitter. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think of that kind of stuff. I think Cruz has a chance to do something. It just depends on who he's matched up with. I remember Josh Bell was fine. Josh Bell did really well in 2019. I was at the one in Cleveland and watched Josh Bell. And then I watched Acuna just go backside all day and had just beat him out. And I was like, so of all the first round losers, Josh Bell had the most home runs. So it comes down to like who's he up against. You know what I mean? And what kind of round are they going to have?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Caminero and Wood are probably at the end of that launch angle list, because I know Caminero, like my buddy who's a hitting coach at college, was like, Caminero's swing is not like, he wasn't in love with it. He didn't think it was going to translate to pro pitching. And Caminero's like gotten better and better as the year's gone on. James Wood too, I think it's just a product of just strictly strength and raw power. Like he's 6'7", he could be the next Aaron Judge. He's super athletic. So I don't know. I usually take the guy with the most raw power. I love the Schwarbers. I love the Alonzos, those type of guys. I think it's anyone's game, and I think O'Neal Cruz is going to do very well.
Who's the most raw power here? Is it Cruz?
It has to be. Like, this guy is a StatCast darling. He's some of the hardest hit balls. Like, I was watching his BP in Seattle.
This is it.
When we went out there, and Josh, I'll tell you, like, he was hitting balls like places that I don't think anyone's ever hit balls before.
Yeah.
Like it's Ben Charrington was even saying in an interview that he was naming all these guys he's watched BP of, and O'Neal Cruz is by far the best he's ever seen. And when I'm at the ballpark at PNC, like, O'Neal Cruz doesn't come out for BP a lot. A lot of guys don't come out for on-field work. The only guys you really see out there are like Tommy Pham, Henry Davis, Spencer Horwitz. Like, those guys are out there pretty regularly. But on the road, everyone was out there. And it was like kind of different perspective to see them on the road. Like, Kutch was out there, O'Neal was out there, and Seattle's a big ballpark.
Yeah,
Seattle's known to be a tough place to hit, and I mean, his BP was just jaw dropping. So
it hasn't been that long again since they were. It hasn't been that long since they were in Milwaukee, and you had a couple tweets going out like he hit one over the truck and hit that high scoreboard in right field.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait, no, he did what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think because of those things, I understand the things about the games themselves and the launch angle in the games. And so, like, my concern is if he starts to tire, will the launch angle get lower and he hits a bunch of line drives? Before that, I don't think there's really much of a change. This guy's been doing this in BP, and the BP pitcher that pitches to him is going to be pitching to him, and you know that's a positive. What I like about this field is it's not. We got a couple. By the way, Bucco Mike says Olsen, Martin says Olsen or Rooker. I guess so. Rooker for me, this is one of those guys that, like, I know we talk, like, there's a lot of talk. I'm just not into it. I don't see it. There's guys that just like, yeah, I know everybody's talking about it, but I don't know. And he might show up for me, but it's really funny because that kind of reminds me of, like, Jake and I were texting the other day and said something, and I texted him and said, hey, or somebody put up a poll that said, who's better, Brian Reynolds or Jason Bay? And I remember laughing and saying, like, oh geez, like right now that's an easy answer, but like I would typically think Brian Reynolds. And then I went back and looked at Jason Bay. I texted Jake and I was like, I do not remember Jason Bay. Like, I didn't think he ever hit 30 home runs with Pittsburgh. Like, I just don't remember, like, what kind of a dude he was. And he got shut out in the home run derby. So
yeah, I was there. I was young, but I was there. Yeah. I was there. I remember that. I remember David Wright had like a 16 home run.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Round. But yeah, that was a fun one. That was 2006, 2007.
I don't remember. Yeah, probably around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we need to get this timer off here. And we need to get back to seeing these guys going 500 feet.
So I'm old school. I want to see the 10 outs again.
100%.
I want Chris Berman on the mic. I'm like tired of, this is crazy to say as a Pittsburgh guy. I'm Pat McAfee out, dude. Like,
is he doing it?
He's doing a cast, I think.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Just give me Chris Berman, give me 10 outs, do it the old way. Like that home run derby doesn't need to be messed with. Doesn't need to be changed. The rules don't need to be changed year to year.
I think it's more taxing on the players now than it was then.
100%.
Are we just concerned 100%. About how long the derby lasts?
100%. I think the derby was perfect the way it was.
Take it down to 9 outs just to keep the 3 thing going in baseball. Take it down to 9 outs. You take a little bit of time off there. You could figure
You could
stuff
do
out.
like a timer between pitches or something. I don't know.
First round's 9 outs. Second round's 6 outs. Then you can go. You stay 6 because you don't want to go down to 3. That's boring.
Yeah.
Go back to 9 for the last round.
Yeah.
Whatever you have to do. Yeah, I just can't. I want to see. I want to see the tape measure shots and the people freaking out over where a ball lands, because you never see that in real, like in a game. You'll never see where these balls could be hit in that setting.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. That's what I want to see. And I hope we don't get robbed of that with Cruz. If he goes out in the first round, I hope his last 3 swings are just as far as he can hit a ball. And so, like, if I'm going out, I'm at least putting on a show. I want to see if that dude could hit 500.
I'm pretty sure Steven Morales, Mo, as they call him, as the team translator, he's going to be he's going to be pitching to him. So
they said he's the best BP pitcher.
Yes, by far. Yes, that's what I've noticed. So I'm excited to watch it, and I think he's going to do well. Would be cool if the Pirates have the starting pitcher in the All-Star game and the home run derby champ. I guess that could be some type of prize for this waste of a season, right?
Yeah, they'll find some way to make fun of us for it. That's for sure.
As always.
They'll find some. But so anyway, I like the field too, because instead of seeing all the big stars who are already stars, let's get some more people on the map of maybe some casual fans. You know what I'm saying? The guys who don't know about O'Neal Cruz, when you look up his numbers, you're like, oh, he's not much. Okay, let's show you what it is, right? Even Cal Raleigh's putting his name on the map this year. I mean, not for the Derby, but for other things. And so, sorry, I saw.
The Pirates didn't have a 3rd round pick, by the way.
They didn't?
They did. Catcher Easton Carmichael from Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma, another college bat. So they're taking a Fresno State bat and Oklahoma bat. I don't know how much on Carmichael, but I did see that a couple picks ago. So
there you go. Yeah. So anyway, that's it. I'm going for O'Neal Cruz. I think he's got a shot to win it. And just because we don't have anything else to hope for this year, I think I'm just locking that pick in and just riding with it. You know what I mean? I mean, what's the difference between being let down the last 8 of the last 9 games or being let down tomorrow night? Exactly. No difference. No difference. Exactly. Put it this way. If he goes down, he'll go down in the Josh Bell fashion. He's not going down in the Jason Bay fashion. It's not happening.
Sure. He's not going to be zeroed. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
He might set the record for like most little kids being by a line drive in right field, but
you know, in Columbus, in Columbus, in left field where the seats are, center field's the batter's eye, and then right field's just this big wall. There's no seats there. But in the outfield, there's a net. So like if you hit it to left field for a home run, like it's going to hit a net and come back on the field. Unless it's a bomb, which Nick York hit a bomb over all the seats there. Nick York did, like a bomb. Off a guy rehabbing from an injury too. So a major league reliever. And it was just, I mean, it ended up in the vendors in the outfield. They had to throw it back to somebody.
They might need that in right field for more than one reason, but at PNC Park.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right though. The Chop House, like you guys are going to have to watch out. Because James Wood or O'Neal Cruz, one of those two, like the way that their balls come, it's going to be coming in hot.
Yeah, there's a lot of big exit velo guys. Junior Caminero hits the ball hard too. I know the launch angles are lower than league average, but
is he switch hitter?
Hit the ball hard. No, he's righty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just picturing, because I'm picturing the Winter League home run where like it was gone for 5 minutes and he's not even at first base yet.
That ball hit Jupiter, man. That bat hit Jupiter. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
He's just standing in the first base line, pumping his fist and giving guys high fives. He's not even running to first, like not even trying.
On my bucket list. That's on my bucket list to go to a game in the Dominican.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like an unbelievable environment. So
no doubt. We went down to the Dominican this year, not near that, and not in the winter. But we were down there, and I got myself a Tigres hat, the Elise. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, that's awesome. So I'm pretty pumped. I actually love the hat too. It's super comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen those. They're nice.
Yeah. So, all right. I think that's it. I don't have anything else on my list. Skeen's a start in the All-Star game.
Yep.
So I'll have a show Tuesday morning. I'll talk more about that Tuesday morning. So we're good there. But the Pirates have a 1-game winning streak going into the break. Love it.
Face the White Sox out of break this weekend.
It's true.
Might come out with a sweep. We can drink the hopium again and rinse and repeat.
Yeah. And then everybody gets traded. And then even though it needs to happen, it might make that's going to be the thing that I think this team could salvage the 100 losses until we trade everybody away. And then I'm going to be like, no, we can't. We're going to lose 100 games.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got coming up?
76.
Yeah. What do you got coming up this week? Tell everybody what you're doing.
Well, we're going to be doing our minor league episode. We try to interview a minor leaguer every week. I think we got Jake Shark this week from Greensboro. We've got most of the Greensboro Grasshoppers. We're going to recap the draft on Bucco Bantr, and then we're going to be at the ballpark this weekend. So if you're at the ballpark, come holler at us. Josh, if you're at the ballpark soon, let us know.
I'll let you know.
I know you're a little bit further away, but a busy week as always. They're home for 9 straight games, so it'll be a busy week and a half at PNC.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
All right, go listen to Bucco Bantr, guys. You guys were live today too, so if you guys weren't watching initial reaction for the draft and everything, they were live during that. So go check it out.
All righty. Appreciate you having me on, Josh.
Absolutely. Always good. We've been working on this for quite a while.
We have.
Now we got to get Adam on next.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it. Thanks, guys. As always, listen to Keely. She'll tell you what to do. Let's go, Bucks.
Thanks for listening to my dad and Uncle Jake on the Bridge to Buctober podcast. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Bridge2Buctober. Don't forget to subscribe so you know when new episodes are released. Clear the deck, cannonball coming, and let's go Bucks!